Morning everyone, and today I'm wishing you more. So this is a great book, and I'm going to be basing my next language arts kind of unit on this. I'm going to be doing an introduction to poetry now, and I am basing it on I Wish You More. The lesson in this book is, well, first of all, it's just a great book to read. I'm going to read just like one or two of my favorite ones. I mean, it begins with a picture of two kids flying a kite. I wish you more ups than downs. That one, we ask the kids, well, what do we mean by figurative and what do we mean by literal? Literal meaning when I wish you ups, I wish that you will be physically up higher in elevation than lower. And of course, that's not what they mean. So we have to talk about what figurative means. So for some of my students who are English language learners, this is actually quite challenging. So we have to accompany it with some pictures, and then in our circle, we have discussions about what that might mean. I like to use the big circle discussion around poetry because then I can make sure that there are enough students who understand the figurative that can share with the whole group, and that raises the ability of the whole group. Sometimes it's better to have small group discussions, but in this case I would do this lesson as like kind of a whole group introduction. Here's another one. I wish you more tippy toes than deep. So I love that one. That one just resonates with me because we want to provide our students with adequate challenge. We don't want them to feel like school's too easy, but we also don't want them to feel like they're in over their heads. And that's part of our job as the teacher. We're here to scaffold for our students and to help them reach more. So we're going to begin today with using this as kind of a framework. I wish you more blank than blank. So we're going to begin by making 5 I wish you more statements. Now, if a student is able to do 5 out of 5 figurative I wish you more statements and is able to explain what each one means below it, then that to me is demonstrating I really understand the figurative of poetry. I understand the how of poetry. If they're able to only do literal ones, then that's somebody who maybe needs more work. But I guess my big question is, can kids do figurative and literal in grades 4 and 5, even if you explain it to them over and over again and they're still not getting it? Could that be a developmental thing? And I don't know the answer to that. Let me share another great poetry book with you. Be right back. Look at my awesome classroom background. And we're back. Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends. I read this one, I think, when I was a kid. At least I really remember this one. And although Shel Silverstein looks a bit scary and intense when you see all of his pictures, he doesn't look like a friendly guy, but he actually writes some really funny and insightful poems. I mean, this guy looks scary and intense right there. Like evil supervillain with a guitar and, bare feet. I don't know. But one of my favorite titles, Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too. 3 guys. One guy's named Ickle Me, one guy's named Pickle Me, one guy's Tickle Me Too. And they went for a ride in a flying shoe. That's awesome. This is where I'm going to be going next with poetry, with rhyming poetry. Once we understand that poetry can be both literal and figurative, and is intended to give you some sort of an emotional response that the author is trying to, convey to you, and that we can create images that match those sentences, then we will go into some rhyming poetry. So I'm going to talk about the process of doing that when we get there. Until then, something that I am grateful for. I am grateful for my colleagues because I had this one and I can't find it. It's in a box or on a shelf somewhere and I couldn't find it, but she loaned me her copy. So I'm going to give it back to her. And she also loaned me this, which was a springboard into my poetry. So I'm grateful for my colleagues. This, of course, is what I'm most excited about teaching today. I'm excited about teaching some poetry. And I have to do my joke of the day. So here it is. Why are basketball arenas always so hot after the game? Answer: because all the fans have left. I enjoy telling them more than you enjoy hearing them. Tune in tomorrow when I tell you something else I'm grateful for, something else I'm excited about my job, and another bad joke. Until then, take care.